Now, right now, the story of My Hero Academia is pretty damn incredible. The developments to come from this war of heroes and villains thus far has been absolutely ridiculous, and they don't look to be slowing down anytime soon. One of the more recent reveals that set the community on fire was that of Dabi in fact being Toya Todoroki, the believed to be dead brother of Shoto Todoroki and eldest child of the current #1 hero, Endeavor. But for as long awaited as this was, it was something just about everyone and their mother was able to predict and see coming. We all knew this for years. And so although it feels good to have gotten this after so long, it's not as if there was any true shock value to it for us as the audience, as opposed to the dropped jaws of our various cast members. However, with the latest chapter of My Hero Academia, Horikoshi definitely shocked the vast majority of fans by returning MIRIO to heroics as Lemillion once again. And don't get me wrong, it's not as if this came out of absolutely nowhere, as the seeds had been planted long ago. It's just that to expect such a thing to finally pay off here suddenly was very surprising. But boy does it feel good to see this man at full capacity, and honestly, with Deku on the ground unable to continue fighting in any meaningful way right now, MIRIO looks like the real main character here with an entrance like that. It looks like we've been waiting for him all this time. But now, after months of being quirkless, Lemillion is back in action and has joined the war thanks to what I can only imagine was the help of ERI. After all, what else could bring forth such a miracle? We have been waiting for Rewind to finally be a reliable quirk, and it looks like that time has now come. For a while now, ERI had been undergoing quirk training with the guidance of Eraserhead, and additionally the former #1 hero and symbol of peace, All Might. This training being something we've thoroughly discussed in a past video, one that I'm sure many of you may be able to recall considering it now sits at over 1 million views. But if you haven't seen that one, I highly suggest you change that. But on the subject of change, this may truly change everything. We've joked about it plenty times on this channel, but really and truly, My Hero Academia now has its own version of the Dragon Balls in the form of this child. And although the Dragon Balls are absolutely iconic to the medium, fans aren't always fond of their existence as they serve to severely lessen the stakes of any given conflict or issue. And this is a fear that many My Hero fans now hold for the series, as Rewind, when used correctly, can be a get out of jail free card that lessens the tension. Right now, Deku is broken. He's pushed well beyond his bodily limitations, and if the doctor's previous consultation means anything, Deku will be losing use of his arms permanently, as they've been put through too much, and for a while now we have been reminded of this fact, and are in danger of serious regression on his part. But with this presumed to be development with Eri's quirk, I'm not concerned at all. And the same goes for Gran Torino's injuries, as well as what is now Eraserhead's severed leg. Eri has the potential to be the greatest healer in this world, and may be able to finally push Recovery Girl into retirement. Now, is she just as troublesome as the Dragon Balls? No, I don't think so. Her quirk is limited to living things, so it's not as if she could rewind someone from death or anything like that. And besides an inability to grant wishes like that, she's a living person and a child at that. Social limitations will probably keep her power from being excessively used across the board, and her safety is certainly a concern. The thing is though, with her being such a young kid, the likelihood of Horikoshi killing this adorable little girl is very low. I could be wrong and he could be ruthless, but I don't think the overall reaction to that would be really positive, so it's not likely he would pull a card like that. There's also the fact that she only has so much energy she can expend at any given time based on the size of her horn. But hey, now that MIRIO is officially on the scene, what does this mean for the fight? Well, we've seen Dabi thwarted by quick blunt force trauma before, thanks to Gran Torino in the past, so a quick flurry from MIRIO could certainly put him down, and very quickly at that. But I wonder if Horikoshi would want a non-family member to handle Dabi right now, as opposed to it being Shoto or Endeavor. And with that, besides Gigantomachia for the most part, the rest of the Liberation Front has the potential to be knocked out by him, Shigaraki having the highest likelihood of victory against him. But he's of course beaten and battered at the moment, so I don't expect much. And seeing as Nejire has fallen with this same very chapter, it's possible that MIRIO may feel inclined to rush to her aid or something like that, in fear of a Sir Night Eye repeat. But if nothing else, that may just inspire him to try even harder. And I must say, using Nejire like that for MIRIO's development would be really sad. Now, this fight is bound to receive a whole lot of press, for a number of reasons I'm sure you can all imagine. So with it technically also being the first proper appearance of Lemillion as a professional hero, with an award-winning smile like that and a demeanor similar to All Might, who is at this point putting in more work than the #1 hero, I'm curious how he'll be received by the people. Or at least by the people who aren't now completely disillusioned by the concept of heroes altogether. Right now, there's a whole lot to consider and plenty more to be excited for, and so I'm curious how you may all feel about it. ERI now, again presumably, officially becoming the Dragon Balls of My Hero Academia is a big moment for the series. The stakes have now been lessened. A lot of the physical damage from this war can now be erased. Granted, it will take some time due to her quirk's limitations, needing time to of course store energy. But eventually, the damage to Deku, Eraserhead, Miruko, Hawks, and now even Nejire is erasable. The damage to society as a whole though will remain, and there will be consequences to follow the events of the war of course. But a lot of us really love this story for its characters, and now they have a cushion, and I have to wonder how the majority of you feel on this. Are you against the idea of the damage being erased? Or are you good and only really care that you get to continue seeing your favorite characters fight on? We might need a poll or something on this because I'm super curious. As for MIRIO, I personally love the character, and after his big moment he became honestly my favorite. So finally having him back makes me very excited, I won't lie. Forget strength, the level of heart it took to protect ERI without his quirk is just mind-blowing. Even fighting off Overhaul and protecting her by himself with his quirk was crazy, but man, without his quirk is just god tier heroics. So I'm excited for what comes next for him after this war. I imagine there will be a time skip after it of course, and MIRIO will go on to become a hero. He was considered by many the closest to All Might previously, and it was known as a member of the Big Three, so I imagine his popularity will be insane once he goes pro. Again, especially with his demeanor. Endeavor will definitely lose his #1 spot as soon as possible. As for Hawks, the public will see that he didn't really kill Best Jeanist, but the twice thing may leave a bad taste in the mouth, not exactly poster boy #1 hero image. You don't want that on your resume, at least not publicly. That's a good amount of competition out of the way, and so I won't be surprised if MIRIO gets very close to being #1 hero in his first year pro, which would have me screaming, absolutely screaming. Now, do you like the idea of ERI restoring anyone severely injured, and how do you think MIRIO will fare in this conflict? Will he make a drastic impact, or will he just be support? Let us know down below, and if you enjoyed the discussion, go ahead and subscribe to Plot Armor for more awesome content like this, and ring the bell for notifications to never miss an upload. Beyond that, if you'd like to support us further, please consider supporting us over on Patreon. There you'll have access to a bunch of benefits and perks, and be helping us out tremendously. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'm KJ, have a great day, goodbye.